What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and things are getting pretty spicy in the MrBeast scenario. Many people now reporting that YouTube themselves are getting an immense amount of pressure simply because of the content bonanza surrounding MrBeast. It seems like every day there's another MrBeast did this bad or MrBeast did that bad video that's getting millions and millions of views, monetized views in many cases, and YouTube doesn't like that because this has been a content bonanza for anybody who is willing to talk about some of the negative behavior of MrBeast. Now, a lot of people are focusing on just about anything they can to put in their titles and thumbnails. I don't hate it. I don't hate that. I'm a content creator too. I need to get eyeballs. The stuff I'm mostly worried about are the alleged illegal gambling operations that he had, the fake signatures that he pretty clearly sold, the hiring creepazoids to work for your company and then covering for it. There's a new claim from another former employee that he covered up some other bad behavior inside the company, which we're going to find about later today. This is not going anywhere for MrBeast, and quite frankly, I think they have to act. MrBeast has continued to refuse to make any kind of major statement, and so YouTube must get involved. I'm not saying they need to ban MrBeast. That'd be ridiculous. But I think they probably need to consider a temporary punishment like they did with Sniper Wolf or maybe Doc or many of these other creators, high-profile creators that face demonetization for a month or two while they got their act together. I just think it looks bad to keep giving money to a company that is building up around not exactly a good look for your company. By the way, stop giving money to companies that hate you. You've heard me talk about Veebs before, right? It's an app that makes it really easy to see if a company that you're shopping with aligns with your own political values. On top of that, you can scan items and see, oh, is this company woke? Do they hate you? Don't they hate you? It's on Google Play and the App Store. And if you use promo code 4444, you get a free trial. I mean, it's only $1 a month anyway for premium, I think. I use this tool all the time, nearly every day. I check. Every time I purchase a new brand, I double check. They've also added travel stuff, now available on both versions. Hotels. A lot of woke hotels out there. You could stay at a lot of different ones. Make sure you don't give a woke hotel your money. All that big ticket item stuff that's coming down the line for Veebs too. It's a lot of amazing stuff. So grab the app, promo code 4444 for a free trial. I'll leave a link in the description. MrBeast knowingly hired, obviously, a creepazoid. We know this. We also know that his best friend or his best buddy, Chris, is getting a lot of pushback. But now what we've seen is big YouTubers like Ludwig and Asmongold and many others speaking out negatively around MrBeast and his continued insistence to try and turtle up and just release his videos and just release his toy line, which is obviously bad timing. But now you're starting to see MrBeast is the monster that YouTube created. As the YouTube giant scrambles amid a myriad of controversies and scandals, we wonder if this was an inevitable outcome in today's flawed, problematic content creation industry. So now the articles and the hit pieces are coming after YouTube, which means YouTube is probably going to be forced to act. We all know, I think it's safe to say, that if MrBeast's buddy Chris was not an LGBTQ plus individual, they would have long been punished for this. But that's not how mainstream press and big tech work. They protect these individuals. Being a trans individual has perhaps the most thickest plot armor imaginable. The recent spat of negative headlines surrounding YouTube giant MrBeast have possibly put an irrevocable dent in the internet megastar's image. MrBeast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, has recently come under fire for a variety of personal and professional issues that have brought him far harsher spotlight than he's used to. With his recent Amazon video reality series, Beast Games, the New York Times reported that more than a dozen participants have spoken out about unsafe conditions, lack of food, and medical care. Prior to that, Donaldson himself was forced to address past inappropriate language that had veered into straight-up racism. A former collaborator was also accused of sending bad messages to people that they shouldn't have been. Perhaps the worst accusations came from a YouTuber, Dogpack404, who claimed to be a former MrBeast employee. He claimed that various videos produced on the channel were faked, and various competitions were designed to entice subscribers. Another former employee claimed that one of these videos had been manipulated and mistreated he had been mistreated for the purpose of the video, which left them with long-term troubles. They further lambasted Donaldson for allegedly employing, somebody on the list who appeared in some of their videos. In a response to requests from the Daily Beast on their claims, a spokesperson for MrBeast pointed to a memo Donaldson sent last week to his team addressing an investigation into bad behavior by people in the company, while noting that the investigation is still underway. Donaldson announced the implementation of sensitivity training and listening sessions, an anonymous reporting mechanism, and planned hiring a chief human resources officer. So again, all he did was like, hey, we're going to do all this woke nonsense. We're going to hire a gender coach. We're going to do this. We're going to do that because, we're going to use wokeness as a shield. And that's exactly what they're doing. Donaldson always seemed to be handing out massive amount of money, whether it's to YouTubers or Ugandan villages in need of wells or people on the street who are smart enough to have subscribed to his channel. But these recent developments are sadly unsurprising. Donaldson redefined YouTube, but could not stop himself becoming the exact problem the site embodied. It's hard to overstate the seismic popularity of MrBeast. This myth that he's a scrappy Gen Zer who lucked his way to the top to share in his good fortunes, that was never true. He has been open about how he spent his youth finding ways to game YouTube's algorithm to discover what goes viral and how he could replicate it from his own success, and it worked. He has so ruthlessly dominated algorithmic mania that his videos are considered disgusting failures if they do less than 10 million views in a week. His latest video is currently at 134 million views. He describes spending countless hours obsessing over every detail of his content, right down to the brightness of his own face and YouTube thumbnails for maximum clicks. Every video is made with the explicit aim of intense virality. By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. You look at Donaldson's myriad of problems and realize that many of them are also those of YouTube. The almighty monopolistic force in online video sharing has never been able to shake off these problematic elements. By the way, have you downloaded Rumble? I had 150,000 people watching me there live last night. Rumble is alive. There's tens of millions of users there, and you can speak freely. And if you're a viewer and not a content creator, there's a whole world of new content that you probably never have seen on YouTube because it's oftentimes suppressed. Build Rumble into your viewership. Think of it as having Netflix and HBO. Just use Rumble for some things, use YouTube for some things. I think it's a great way to do it. Experts have spent years calling out YouTube's role in the algorithmic radicalization of young people, something they were first publicly warned of in 2018. So now everything's turning against YouTube, which is going to force YouTube to act. You see, MrBeast needs to overhaul his company culture to bounce back. Experts say MrBeast's former employee accused him of knowingly hiring a creepazoid. Now you have his girlfriend coming out. I mean, this stuff is all bad. You see this saying Irish YouTuber Sean Jacksepticeye faced backlash last year while hooked up to a lie detector. He admitted that he thought MrBeast had ruined YouTube because it became more about views, money, and popularity than having fun. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to make a living doing YouTube. That's part of the dream. I think basically the number one when you ask high school kids what's the number one job they want, it's to be a YouTuber or a streamer. And it's not even close. It's because that's the dream. I think YouTube every day for giving me the opportunity to make a living and to employ almost 10 people. Whether it's at the Publica or it's at my coffee company or it's directly as my meme editors or thumbnail people. All of that, it was made possible by YouTube. Nowadays, I promote all platforms though. I'm forever thankful for what YouTube gave me, but he's right. YouTube is an impossible game where the best content doesn't win. It's the people who have, that game the system the most often, that figure out, every loophole imaginable. That's why I keep telling people to open up their Google Play Store or their Apple iTunes Store and download Rumble and follow the quartering there. And also follow your other favorite content creators, because that algorithm is far less manipulated. They said a single person can still feasibly become a star on the site, but it's far harder in the current ecosystem where the algorithm prioritizes works like Donaldson's, which are costly to produce, or Hollywood studios premiering their latest trailers. During a 2023 podcast appearance, Jimmy said, "People shouldn't be like me. I don't have a life. I don't have a personality." Well, yeah. The thing is, nobody gets to be this popular without YouTube helping them. It's just the reality. There is nobody who can get popular on their own. Nobody goes viral anymore on their own. It is hand in hand with YouTube allowing your success. I couldn't possibly think of another YouTuber that kind of burst onto the scene all on their own. You don't think that somebody like iShowSpeed is helped by YouTube? Of course he is. It's not their fault, but YouTube picks who they want to be truly, truly popular like this. Now you have MrBeast's girlfriend saying only half of the claims are true. MrBeast is in trouble, and his girlfriend accidentally made it worse. Yikes. Well, I mean, that's kind of saying that half of them are true. The girlfriend replied saying on August 10th, a viewer commented on one of her videos that said she should get away from MrBeast as soon as you can. His girlfriend actually responded saying, "I appreciate the message. There's so much that's not being said. I wish I could talk more about the situation. Half the things that are said are not true. I wouldn't be with him if they were." He went on to call MrBeast a good person. She went on to call MrBeast a good person and hope for things to get fixed. For now, she's staying away from the drama. Despite her compliments, fans zoomed in on one part. Quote, "Half the things that are said are not true." Half? That must mean the other half are true. MrBeast has to come out and make a statement. I think YouTube is under immense pressure to make a statement as well. We're going to have to wait and see how this shakes out this week. I will continue to cover it. So wherever you're watching this video, please do make sure you leave a like on it. And don't forget to download Veebs. Use code 4444 when they send you a message and they want you to confirm the message for a free trial. Stop giving money to people who hate you. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.